But also, as much as that was good, there's also a transition happening within the band.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us a little bit about that.
There was a transition. Teddy had put us on notice. Mimi, I want to retire from music.
That must have been painful.
It was.
He's the lead singer of the band.
It's like now the same period we went through with Mzee Kenyatta. Because we started the band with Kama Mimi, I was a kid.
Yeah. Oh man.
Sasa, the guy that we looked up to, he said because of the egos within the band and other things, I want to retire.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
So you guys had having that level of strife?
Not really strife.
Yeah.
I wouldn't look at it as strife.
What was it?
I came to talk to him about it later. I said, you know, bro, since the inception of the band, you were the sole decision maker. In the family, you're the firstborn. In the band, you are the leader. We've come of age. Somebody will talk about this thing. Let's do it in a different way. But probably to you, you want it to go this way. And that's where the problem was. I'm saying this not to... I just want to show people that we are human. Like,
I get it.
So there was that thing. And the music direction and a few other things that some of us were crying out, we want them to be done differently. So I said, you know what? I think I just want to rest, retire and do other things.
Wow. That must have been a big one.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't think it was coming from that perspective. I thought it was coming from the perspective of, okay, my time has come, but so...
No, I want to be honest. I want to be very honest. I won't sugarcoat anything. We are human. And that was one thing that we probably did not agree on. Even the musical style and all, George had come of age, Dennis had come of age, I had come of age, and the younger ones are saying, why don't we do this in this fashion? But because this has worked all along, let's do it this way, he says. And when the pressure was too much, he said, no, easy ego bana mimi siwezi. It was not about egos. It's not about egos at all. And years later is when I sat with him, I said, bro, you said we had egos. It's not about egos. You couldn't see that we were no longer the 14-year-olds that you were.
Wow.
But the respect we have for him remains forever. The respect that he was the most prolific songwriter in the band, no one can take that away. But we are doing things differently now, in stiffer competition than then. We are doing the exhibition. We have a book about the band coming up. We have, things that...
You've had to evolve.
Yeah, we had to evolve. And he went, the band continued, he came back, we said, yeah, come back to the band. He came back to the band up to 2017.
What? So he went for how many years?
2002 to 2017.
Wow.
Yeah.
15 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who has to step into those shoes? You.
Yeah.
With the understanding that you don't want to do the same mistake.
They were not actually mistakes. It's just modus operandi.
Yes.
And the way things...
Communication.
Yeah, and being younger, probably we're seeing things different now from a very different perspective, having been involved and interacted with other musicians and looking at things a bit differently. They should have been that room, kidogo, to accommodate and move forward. But he was a very good leader, a very tough leader. But we came of age. He started leading us when we were, 13 years old. So,
and that leadership style maybe was necessary then.
Yeah. And then come 2000, look at the many years,
Okay.
the exposure and all that. So Dennis says this, George says the other thing, I say something else. So that was a bit rocking the boat.
Was mom in the picture this time?
She was, but you know, we had come of age and she had let us now do what we wanted.
Yes.
But the only thing she said, whatever you do, I hear you having differences or quarreling here. That respect of chain of command remains still beyond my death.
Wow.
You have to love each other, you have to respect each other. Mkubwa ampe mdogo heshima, mdogo ampe mkubwa heshima. Those were her words. We still do it to date. Yeah. As a family, I want to thank God for our mom. We are together as a family.
You've even left me questionless.
No, that's me.
No, let me tell you.
That's me. I will say it like it is, because otherwise tutadanganya watu, oh, we never quarrel. It's a lie.
Yes.
We are human. Sometimes tunabishana. But then because of that thread ambayo imewekwa na mama yetu and partly baba kabla hajakufa, we always come back together.
I get it.
Because I told you, George left the band for many years. He came back, we said, come back, bro.
Okay. So, what happens now when George leaves?
When Teddy leaves, or George?
Yes, sorry, Teddy. Teddy
Teddy
first.
he
Or George the one who came back.
George came back.
Teddy never came back.
Teddy came back. George left the band in the late 70s for about 2 years. I said that. Teddy retired in 2002.
Yes.
And then he rejoined the band in 2016, end of 2016, early 2017.
Okay.
No. 2015. 2015. I remember we even took a photograph together with George before he passed on. George passed on. So 2015 is when Teddy rejoined the band.
Okay.
So we were together until 2017. Then he got paralyzed.
Okay.
So
apologies for that. Okay, so we'll get to those later years. I want to understand what happens now at this point when Teddy leaves the band.
We had to regroup. So what we do, we add another keyboard so that I can take his part on the keyboards. I used to perform with 2 keyboards. We added another keyboard so I could get the brass,
yes,
to cover for his part.
Yes.
And then we continued.
But that is just from I understand that from the live performance side.
Yeah.
Vocally,
I had been doing lead vocals all along. Okay. So when he left, whatever he was doing, I was doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but then did he have behind the scenes roles? In fact, those are probably the most important.
Yeah. Like I said, all along he was like the main admin guy. But now Billy had taken a very big role, especially the finances and what have you. I had come in also, besides the tech side, I was doing all the IT stuff.
Okay.
So when he left, it was not difficult to fill up the gap. Yeah. Okay. It was not very difficult to fill up the gap.
Yeah.
The only probably thing that is unique is that to every person, there's a strength. He's a very prolific songwriter. So he went with that. But of course, I composed too. So we continued.
Okay.
And then the fact that we slowed down on recordings till somewhere around 2020 is when we started going back to recording again.
2020?
Yeah.
From that time?
Yeah.
Wow, that's 18 years.
Yeah.
That's a full adult.
No. Yeah, around the last recording was in 2014. So 2014 to 2020, then we've gone back to recording again.
Okay. So who joins to take that person's place?
Nobody joined to replace Teddy, but we already had, the whole band was there.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
So we continued as well. I just covered the part.
You started playing double keyboards.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it again. Sorry.
And we continued for a while. But in the meantime now.
Do you have a resident gig at this time? No? Or is it just corporates?
No, we're just doing corporates.
But it's a good season. It's a season of Kibaki.
Yeah.
It's good times.
Back then.
That's when Teddy leaves.
We were doing Simas when it was new and fresh in the CBD.
Okay.
We were doing Panafric Hotel. We were the resident band at Panafric Hotel.
Panafric?
Yeah. Panafric Hotel. And which other hotel? I can't remember. So we were doing Simas every Wednesday. We were doing Panafric every Friday and Sunday. And then in between, we were doing the corporate stuff.
Okay.
We were not touring at that time because we needed now to consolidate the band again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's from 2002. What else happens in this year between 2000 to 2010? Don't pass 2010 just yet.
2000 to 2010, we did another Zilizopendwa.